Podcast. Today we're going to talk about boomer babes. I hope you'll be feeling free and feeling alive as we talk about these women who are in their 50s, 60s, and yes, 70s. And they are redefining what it means to be beautiful. Debra Danielson, and this is the RHEB3l Podcast. And it is being sponsored by me, Debra D, and my music. Feeling free and feeling alive. So today we are going to talk about boomer babes and what they are doing to define confidence, independence, style, and passion. But most of all, how they're redefining how society looks at beauty and what we consider beautiful. Join me today in studio with my special guest, we call Van Luke, and she and I are going to discuss this. Can't believe you got in my head to destroy my identity. Don't care what they say, I'm in love with me. Are you in love with yourself? You should be. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's a great place to be. And some of these boomer babes have made some pretty big headlines in their time, and they still are today. So the term boomer babes is something that I've come up with, but you may have heard the term boomer beauties, and you may have heard some other terms that are what I'm saying are no longer acceptable. I hate ageism. I don't believe there is such a thing as ageism, racism, sexism. All of those things, to me, what it is attitude. So if you've got the right attitude, you can achieve anything. And I think what we sorely need today in our world is a better attitude. So I'm going to give you some examples today, a question. You want to be able to share your passionate thought about these photo shoots and nudes of women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and how they're redefining beauty. Please, we want to hear from you. I'm a boomer babe. Martha's a boomer babe. Haley's a boomer babe. Are you a boomer babe? If you are, you're my fave. The term refers to women typically born between 1946 and 1964. And of course, this is the post-World War II baby boom we're talking about. These women are now in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they are redefining what it means to be beautiful at any age. So in the Sports Illustrated edition of May 15th, swimsuit edition, so many of you are familiar with this year in 2023, Martha Stewart is filmed and photographed in the Dominican Republic. And her pictures appear and they're well done. They're gorgeous. I am totally like in awe of how well these photos were done. The makeup, the hair, the swimsuits, and of course, the surroundings are just first class. Martha Stewart was photographed by Ruben Afanador in the Dominican Republic for the 2023 Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. And if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to get online and you can see her photographs, or you can buy a copy of the Sports Illustrated. But Martha Stewart is an influencer, and you know, she used to be a model, and she has always been beautiful, but she's known for many, many things. And she's done an Emmy award-winning television show, and she has become a household name with all of her beautiful things that she creates, and tips and cooking and on and on. She is a serial entrepreneur. So her hair was done by DJ Quintero. Her makeup was done by Daisy Nicole Toy, and the photographer, again, Ruben A. Fanador. And these were all these photographs were taken in the Dominican Republic. And she is just drenched with every kind of ability to promote the swimsuits, the jewelry, the hats, and the accommodations that were provided by Casa de Campo Resorts and Villas, which are very nice and highly recommend them. So when we're talking about who's who on this list, I want you to think about yourself. We're not here just to talk about some superstar. We're here to talk about us, everyday people like you and I, your mom, whatever. And don't forget, even though you may be only 20 right now, God willing, you'll have a long, happy, prosperous life. But as you go through life, that you will think about what it means to grow older, be more mature, but to still look and feel 100% yourself and to be beautiful. So the women we're going to talk about today, and by the way, I'm focusing on women, but this could be for a number of, I guess, people, whether you're transgender or whatever. I guess the thing that I'm trying to get across here is in our society, the history's always been, oh, as men age, they get more dignified, they become very sexy, you know. Well, and then there's women. Well, you know, after a certain age, oh, we don't want them in movies. Oh, they can't sing. Oh, it's just best to stay at home, knit, cook, take care of babies, and oh yeah, clean the house. Well, I'm just saying that doesn't fly with me, Orville. I don't want that. I'm not going to accept it. And I recently posted some photos of me on TikTok, one in a swimsuit, some in some little shorts. And, you know, I just find it fascinating how some people can be so hateful, but it's mainly women against women. And I really don't understand that. Women should always support other women. So these boomer babes are a force to be reckoned with. They are proving that age is merely a number. They are beautiful, they are sexy, they are sensual. Most of them, almost every single one that we're going to talk about today, including myself, are successful. And they are an inspiration to women of all ages. So I truly hope that as we go through some of these people on our list today, that there'll be somebody there that maybe you can relate to, and that you'll think about their beauty regimen, maybe how you can incorporate some of that in your life, or maybe something you need to change in your life so you can feel more beautiful, you can feel more confident. So here are some of the characteristics. They have confidence. That's the number one thing. There is nothing more sexy or more attractive than confidence in a person. First and foremost, confidence. Confidence is contagious. People see confidence. They may not know what they're looking at, but when they see it, they're attracted to it. They want more of it, and they want to know really and truly deep down inside, even though this is kind of an unconscious thing, how do I get that? How can I project self-confidence? Well, these boomer beauties that we're talking about today believe in themselves and believe in their abilities. You got to know who you are. You have to know and recognize your talent, your gifts that you've been given. So, for example, you need to know that you're beautiful and not be afraid to show it. Don't run around and apologize and feel self-conscious and make excuses about this, that, and the other thing about yourself. even your weakest point, you can, you can accentuate it either with makeup, with clothing, or maybe just a little exercise. Anyway, confidence in your beauty and in your talent and in your skill is contagious. So that's the number one thing. Number two, independence. These boomer babes are independent and self-sufficient. They don't need a man to define them. They are independent in their own happiness and in their own skin. In other words, they're not clinging on to a partner to make them feel good about themselves. So these are people who know who they are secure in who they are, their beauty, their talents, their skills. And although they may have a partner, have a dedicated spouse, they do not let themselves be defined by that partner or that spouse. They are independent, happy in their own skin, and that's a blessing. You got to be happy with who you are. That shows, and that comes across as a lack of confidence. Number three, style. Boomer babes have their own unique sense of style. They are not afraid to experiment with different looks, and they are always looking their best. Even some of them at their worst are still amazing because they know what looks good on them. They practice what looks good on them and they stick with it. So there's a consistent look, a consistent vibe, and they've already gone through the analysis of, hey, this looks good on me. Hey, this doesn't look good on me. And so then they just say, okay, this is how we're going to do it from here on out. Consistency is very important. And the fourth thing and the last thing they have all in common is passion. These boomer babes are passionate about their lives, their work, and they're always looking for ways to make a difference in the world. And they are not afraid to speak their minds. So this RHEB3l podcast is all about that, speaking your mind, making a difference, knowing who you are. And that's why I created this podcast. It just was very striking to me how people can go on social media and be shamed, be bullied, and really to make themselves feel good about themselves, try to take other people down. I hope and pray that through this podcast, you can find healing, that you can get courage to be fully who you really are and tell the world who you are. And if the world don't like it, if there's anybody who doesn't accept you and who you are, then they're not your tribe. They're not your audience. They're not your people. You just got to go find your people in your tribe. All right. So stay away from the negativity, go where there's a positive, and go where people are truly excited to see you. Now, these boomer beauties, like I said, they're typically 50s, 60s, 70s, hey, even 80s. Okay, so some of these people we're going to talk about today, maybe, pushing up there in that realm. What they all have in common and what I admire about them is they are proof that age is just a number and that it's never too late at all, never too late at all to live your best life. So I hope today, as Vanessa joins me, she goes by Van Luke online, if you're looking for her on social media, that you will enjoy our conversation about some of these. We picked out just a few. If you want to go to my TikTok under Debra Danielson, or in, I think, Instagram or Twitter, you will see me in a black bathing suit sitting on my desk and I think my last TikTok, I had over 400,000 some views and comments, but let me tell you, I'm 65 and I try to take care of myself. One of the things that all these women have in common is they do try to take care of themselves. What does that mean? That means they try to eat healthy. They get up off the couch or out of the bed, even though they may have depression or anxiety. You know, hey, we all have something. But they get up and they try to take every single day a step toward a goal that is something that drives them, that they feel very passionate about. I feel passionate about because I've had several health problems and colon cancer runs in my family. I feel passionate about eating healthy foods and staying active. I don't care if I just go outside and garden and not sitting in front of the TV, not just drinking soda. One of the worst things you can do is just sit and drink soda because it has a lot of calories. It has sugar in it. And you'll just sit there and one can of soda can put on over 100 calories into your body. Just one can. And then if you start getting these other sodas that have all of these, you know, sugar substitutes, there's all a problem with that too and what it does to the body. So try to be very consistent with your eating habits, your exercise habits. And when you exercise, even if you just go out for a 20-minute walk every day, you'll probably burn over 150 or 160 calories. And guess what else? It helps you clear your mind. It helps you get a better attitude. And just seeing the sunshine in other people helps you get your mind off of yourself. So all of these are things for your mental health and your physical well-being. So all of these boomer babes love to embrace their own beauty and sexuality. They are showing the world that it is possible to be beautiful and sexy, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, and no matter your age. So let's take a look at some of the most famous boomer beauties on our list. So today these are just some that come right off the top, right? Helen Mirren, Jane Fonda, Susan Sarandon. Many people have confused me with Susan Sarandon. I don't know why, but they have. Cher, Goldie Hawn, Dolly Parton, Tina Turner, Madonna, Joan Collins, Raquel Welch. Now, Martha Stewart obviously would be in this category. Halle Berry, absolutely, 56 years old. She is worth somewhere around $90 million. And she, on April the 9th, I believe it was, posted her picture on Instagram of her standing out on her balcony, very tastefully. It's a nude photo, but she's on her balcony and she's sipping a glass of wine. There is nothing showing, but you can see that she has no clothes on. There is over 838,000 views and likes. And then there's that minority that had to make comments. And of that 20-some thousand comments, probably 1% are negative. But those people are people that need to understand you can be beautiful. You don't have to sit back and criticize other people and show that ugliness. You can be happy and beautiful. If you take in the things that you're jealous of and you say, how can I be better? How can I look better? You might have a great breakthrough. Now, knowing that age is just a number and knowing that these people are all redefining what it means to be beautiful. And they're inspiring us to embrace our own beauty and our own sexuality. Let's talk about what would you change about yourself today? What would it make a difference to change your life to make you feel more confident or more beautiful? And the thing that you want to take away from some of the names that I've mentioned here today, and even me, if you go and look at my photographs I've got up, or Vanessa, who's, if you look through this podcast, you're going to see Vanessa's photos, and she's gorgeous. She is absolutely stunning. So if you take a look at all of these things, here's what I can tell you about Boomer Babes. They are from all walks of life. They are mothers. They are grandmothers. They're professionals. They're entrepreneurs. They are active, independent, and confident. They are not afraid to show their age. They are proud of the wisdom and experience they've gained over the years. And guess what? At a certain age, you just tell people, fuck off, or screw you. This is who I am. I finally am brave enough to do that. You can take me as I am, or you can just get out of my face and get out of my way, because I'm busy and I haven't got time to waste, because I'm trying to make a difference in this world. That is what I truly admire from all these Boomer Babes. And that truly defines beauty in my definition of beauty. I hope the Boomer Babes are inspirational to all of you listening and watching today. I hope that you can walk away knowing it is possible to be beautiful. You can do what you want to do and be beautiful and feel sexy. Embrace your age, our curves, gray hair. If you're going to use gray hair, go for it. But remember that you're valuable, desirable at any age. You just got to show it. Have that confidence. Exude that belief in your attitude, in your confidence. Remember, life is your attitude. Don't give me sexism, racism, whatever, ageism. Don't give it to me. I don't accept it. I think that is a bad attitude. Anybody who goes around talking about negative things on age, negative things on race, negative things on sex, trying to tear it down or trying to tear a person down, they have a very bad attitude. That is not good. You can have an ism on anybody, but don't have an ism on me. I don't want it. Anyway, more to come. Stay tuned. We're going to bring on Van Luke.
Hi, it's so great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. It's always a pleasure talking to you, whether it's, here or, in real life. It's always such a pleasure. So I wanted to thank you first and foremost. Also, I wanted to say that I was looking over, the show topic and everything, and I really absolutely love it. The topic of boomer beauties, I definitely think needs to be talked about, because there's so many boomer beauties that are helping to change the way that we look at beauty and our new generation as well. So I think that that's amazing. And I did not see one on there that I was like, oh, Debra, you forgot somebody that I think is very important. And that's you, girl. So thank you so much for always showing your radiance and beauty, sharing it with all of us, because I really do think it's important to break down the barriers of like ageisms and how people tend to say like that only certain ages can do this or should do this or whatever. Like, no, age is nothing but a number. Do you, whatever makes you happy, just share that with others, be kind to others, treat others the way you want to be treated. So I definitely love the topic of this conversation. I think it's amazing and that you're bringing awareness to it. So I think that's very important. And I admire that about you. You're always bringing up topics that are interesting and also that need awareness. So one of the other boomer beauties that I saw in there was Cher. And I was like, oh, yes, girl, I love. So I know I was telling you about it the other day, but Cher, she was on, they had a ceremony for the one and only Carol Burnett, and iconic. Love her, loved watching her growing up. Like, she is just an icon, right? And so Cher came out, and I just so happened to like click on it when she came out, and I was like, oh my God, she looked amazing. Literally looked just the way that I remembered from when I was younger. And my jaw dropped on the floor because let me see, how old is Cher? Hold on 1 minute. You can take this out. How old is Cher? 77. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, it was astonishing to me how she's 77 years old. I mean, according to Google, that's what I Googled. She's 77. I was amazed and I was like just inspired because she gave me hope that when I'm 77, I can look like that. You know what I mean? If I take care of myself. And so I think it's important to be able to, show that. Not only that, do I admire how amazing she looks, but I also admire the way that she embraces herself. Like, she's dating someone who's younger than her. She, age is nothing but a number. She embraces that. When people try to, quote unquote, come for her, she just like in a classy way is like, yeah, no, age ain't nothing but a number. And I admire that about her. And I also admire the confidence that she exudes. I think that's so important, is to have confidence. Because, if we don't have it, who's going to give it to us, right? Like, we need to get that confidence within ourselves, whether it's taking care of ourselves or going out, for a little mani and a pedi, self-love, doing something that we love that helps us, some people do preventatives like Botox and, fillers and things like that. And I think that as long as it makes you feel beautiful and it gives you that confidence to look your best and feel your best, more power to you. I think that that's amazing. And so I really, really love how women like J-Lo and Cher and, I think Selma Hayek even celebrated a birthday that was like, I think 55. Don't quote me on that, but I think that it was 55. And I was just like, oh my God, all these women just look amazing. So I just, I really admire that. And hopefully when I get older, when I grow up, then I can look like some of these boomer beauties because they really are breaking down barriers, yourself included, Debra. And I just really think that that's just admirable. I love to see it. Hopefully, as time progresses and as society grows and learns from these amazing inspirations that we have in front of us, then we can take down the old like age-isms and things like that. And maybe one day, I don't know. I mean, why do we really need age? I've always wondered that. Like, why? I get it that we need birthdays for, to like identify ourselves and stuff like that. But like, maybe there would be less focus on age. I don't know, because that would be nice. I don't like it that, when you get to a certain age, you don't want to give your age out. Because when people ask me, I'm like, haven't you ever learned you don't ask a woman her age out of respect? So it's very interesting, and it would be amazing if the age was, just a number and we really didn't focus on that. But, I get it. Society is society. So, but yeah, I definitely think that, taking care of ourselves and everything is something that helps in getting us that confidence or whatever. And if we don't have that confidence, one of my friends, or actually a coworker, I would say, was always so confident. And maybe somebody out there can learn from this, or like maybe it can help them in some way. She was always so confident. And I was like, girl, where do you get all this confidence from? Like, I thought every time you get a compliment, somebody tells you, oh my God, you look great. She would be like, I know, right? Thank you. And I was just like, wow, where, You are so confident. I wish I had that confidence. And she told me, she was like, between you and I, most of the time I don't feel confident. But even when I don't feel confident, I still say that. I put it out there because, in a way, it's like I'm putting it out to the universe, and it helps me feel better, when somebody tells me that. And, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not faking the confidence, but it's kind of like when you're sad and somebody tells you to smile or to watch funny videos or even videos of people laughing, and you watch them and then it brightens up your day. It's kind of like that. So, any advice that I can give as far as that is, even if you don't have the confidence, put it out there, say thank you. Oh my God. Or, I wouldn't say like, oh, I know, but, put it out there somehow, whatever makes you feel confident, put that out there and like kind of like manifest it in a way. And another tip, because I'm all about tips, whenever I see someone like a boomer beauty and they're so beautiful and radiant, I'm like, girl, what's your secret? Share it with me. And so I think that one of the secrets, I do get compliments on my skin and stuff. And so one of the things that people ask me when they ask me about, how do you look so great for your age? And I'll just tell them like, what I do. Like I try to eat well. I try to take care of myself. I try to get, take care of my skin, but I don't strip the oils from my face. I've learned over time that oils are very good for your skin. So if ever I do, like when I use soap or whatever, I always try to replace it. So I'll use a soap that has like olive oils and goat's milk, very nourishing soaps. And then I'll always, um, oh my God, cut that out. I'm sorry. I'm still sick. So whenever I do use that, I also will like wash my face with a soap that has olive oils and like goat's milk, nourishing, replenishing, moisturizing things, ingredients, and natural. And also what I will do is I will go ahead and afterwards, I mean, I love olive oil. It's natural. You can find it pretty much anywhere. It's not like an expensive product, but also it does the job. So I will also put olive oil on my skin. I love olive oil. I use olive oil in all of my cooking. I will eat olives as snacks. I love olives and olive oil. So I don't know. Maybe that's just, maybe it works for me. Maybe it can work for someone out there. I know it will not work for all skin types, but it definitely works for me. And that's another topic that I would like to bring up as well, is that you also got to watch what you're putting inside your body. For me, I feel like when I'm eating olives, they have all these nutrients when I just put it on my skin. And I feel like when you eat it, it processes through your body, becomes a part of your body and the nourishment that your body uses. And that also helps along as well. So I think that's another important thing, is that, we can go ahead and incorporate things that help our bodies and that help us to stay, looking like these amazing boomer beauties. I would love to be able to hear what their eating regimen is and their diets and stuff. I'm sure some of them have shared, like Cher, and she has taken amazing care of herself. It's all, you definitely have to put your work in and take care of yourself. And so that's very important. But I absolutely love that. I think that self-love is very important. Not only that, but I think that when you're beautiful on the inside, it also shows and radiates toward the outside. So you can do everything for your skin and all of these amazing things and eat right, but also take care of yourself on the inside too. Be a great person, be a beautiful person on the inside, and that will shine through the outside as well. So those are just my, tips and advice that I can give. And I thank you again so much for having me on here. I truly appreciate you, you boomer beauty. And we need to add you to that list. And I thank you so much. And I hope that this helps somebody out there and inspires someone to be a boomer beauty themselves, because I think that it's an amazing message that you're spreading. And I hope that it catches like wildfire and more people can spread it. So thank you so much. I'll see you later.